Hey guys, welcome back. It's Grim Reaper coming at you for another video for Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully you're doing well, and hopefully you're looking after yourselves and having a great, fantastic start to the week wherever you are in the world. We're back on my account today. We're going to do something interesting and something. We're going to talk about something very interesting. We're going to talk about the three top champions that have changed my account. We're talking from the start of when I started playing Raid in 2019, in 2019 when I first started Raidshadowlegends, and we're going to talk about the three champions that I pulled who were game changing. They're probably not all pulled, or in some sense, but they're not definitely not free to play champions. Now we will go in depth on them, and we'll rate them as well with the rating and what I really think about them, and try and also go into what content they're good in, S tier in, and what they could be useful for, and niche purposes as well. Please remember to give this video a like, comment, subscribe. I really do appreciate it. Helps support the channel. And yeah, let me know down in the comments what was your top three account changing champions that you pulled throughout, helped you with the progression and etc. So let's talk about the three champions. We're going to start off with the big guns and probably the biggest game changer out of the three champions for myself. And it's going to be the one and only Krisk. Now, I was pretty lucky to pull a Krisk fairly early within my Raidshadowlegends days. I pulled him within the first four Void Legendaries. I believe it went Torment, Krisk, Torment, Blindseer, Torment, Krisk, Torment, and that was my first four Void Legendaries. That is just how it goes, and yeah, it was really a big boost for my account. He was massive in Doom Tower and in all sorts. I still use him to his daily base. Probably is not as much because of how in game I am. We will go ahead and rate him. So we will go ahead and rate him here. I need to just pull him out of my vault. This is this build here. I have two Krisk. Very strong to have two Krisk. It's very nice to have two Krisk for sure. I mean, it'd probably just be nice for most of you guys to get that one. So let's rate him then. I'm gonna rate him a 5 in Hydra. He just will absolutely carry you in Hydra. He is absolutely a fantastic beast. You can put him in Evoke gear, you can put him in 9-piece protection, you can put him in a Hex gear as well. He just got so many builds on how you can use him within Hydra, and he will just carry you. And he is that big step of not using a reviver in your teams with or without a max great haul. I'm gonna go with Chimera. I'm gonna give him a 5 as well. I think he is absolute S tier for anyone that wants to do Chimera. He's got loads of debuffs and loads of survivability built in to really help you against all the forms. Definitely help you against some of the trials as well. He's an absolute beast within the game. I used him in Chimera for probably the first week. I have gone out to a bit more squishy team. I really wish I could use him. Just I wanted to get more trials and etc. But I can definitely see that anyone who pulls him, who has not got such a stack account myself, would be amazing. I'm gonna go with a 4 for arena defense. I think for arena defense, he's pretty much fine. I wouldn't say he's the worst in the world. I wouldn't say he is the best in the world for that. For clan boss teams, we're gonna give him a 5-star because he's an absolute beast. I think he's in the world records right now for the clan boss team, which I think is Fabian in SP2. A big shout out to him, a cluster mate of mine, and a viewer as well for my videos and streams. A really solid champion. If you pull Krisk early on, he's just going to carry you to Ultra Nightmare, no problem whatsoever. I mean, he's amazing in pretty much in any other content. So for me, I'm going to give him a 5 in Faction Wars as well. I think if you pull him between him and Razen, they'll just absolute literate the faction, and you can use all sorts of sets as well, just make it speed and fast. You can even build him as a nuker like I did back in the day when I had my Krisk as a nuker as well. Now we're going to talk about arena. For offensively, I'm going to say 5. The reason is I think he can still do a job in this meta with that shields. He can really stack the shields with a bolster set. If you build some accuracy into him as well, he can evoke and lock down a team One of the teams that I ran for about 3 years as anti-speed team was a Cardio with the block buffs on high resistance with ally attack, a Krisk to extend the debuffs like the block buffs and increase Kroger rate and Kroger damage, and then use a double Torment, one in stun set and one in Savage to nuke pretty much any Arbiter teams or cut in, and it's really, really effective against Warlords. If I got locked out, I still had the ally attack and was pretty much covered, and it would win me around about 99% of the fight. So really solid there. I did have him in shield set first, and I upgraded him to a bolster before I put him into arena retirement. I think Nightshade in my clan still runs Chris to this day in his roster because he hasn't got a big roster as me in his offensive teams as well. Probably not so much in defensive teams. For Dragon, I'm going to give him 5. I don't think there is any question in any type of PvSE. I think for campaign, he is definitely a 5 as well. He can definitely make that work as well. Twins, he's going to be a 5. He's going to carry you throughout the twins and give you absolute carry as well. In Minotaur, he can solo the Minotaur if he's built with enough damage. Probably not the most optimized way to build Krisk, but he can do the job. Potion keeps, the force keeps, we can do a job there. In Spider, in normal and hard, if you're like really limited and you wanted someone just to carry you and keep you alive, the ally protection in continuous heal and the passive with a decreased attack and decreased defense can do a job there. And you can also put them in a hex set to increase your damage on the hard side. Probably not my optimal as well there, but I can definitely do with that as well. For the next one, which would be Spirit Keep, I think, sorry, for Ice Golem, there's that same as Dragon. I think for Spirit, you're definitely going to use him. For Void, you're going to use him. And there as well. For Fire Knight, I'm going to give him a 4 because he'll be okay on normal with the decreased attack on a 1 with the continuous heal as well. Ally protection wouldn't be my first champion to go, but he can definitely do a job on normal. Wouldn't use him in hard at all. I guess for Sandel, I'm going to give him a 3 because it just doesn't fit that content. And for Phantom Shogun Grove, I'm going to give him a 3 as well. So that is my Rakens on Krisk. So overall, you can definitely see my Rakens, and you can also go there as well. Now, if you want to see any of the stuff, then we can definitely go into that as well. I can only do 1 rating per day, so that is going to be that one. So we're going to submit Chris. I can't do Duchess, which is going to be number 2 on the list. I won't be able to do her today on the rankings, as it's one of their ones, but we can definitely talk about her in detail, and then we'll talk about number 3 as well. So Duchess is going to be my next one. Duchess was a game changer for me, mainly in Arena, but is still a game changer to me to this day, and I still use her on a regular basis as well. So let's talk about it. Arena defense. In this meta right now, she is a 4, but in the old meta, she was definitely 5. So I'm going to go for 5 overall because I think for in-game purposes and just for gold 5, Arena 3 versus 3 and Live Arena is still fantastic, especially with the block with the Valkynus as well. You can put her in a bolster set for Arena. You can put her in a shield set. Shield set. You can put her in Swift Parry. You can put her in Immunity. You can put her in Stone Skin. There's just so many ways of building her for Arena overall. Even 9-piece protection. I've seen some people do that. For the Hydra, I'm going to give her 5. She brings that Veils, increased attack, and block buffs. Also, the Area Revive, which shame doesn't have turn meter, but she does offer that much. You put a increase champion extension with her, like Krisk, for example. Really good synergy. They were like the meta team back in the day when Hydra was first released. So for me, it still goes with 5. I use 2 Duchess in Brutal and Hard. And then for Faction Wars, I'm going to give her 5. She's absolute carry for Faction Wars. For Arena, again, for offensive teams, when you have more control, she definitely is a 5 as well. For Chimera, she's a 5 for me because she helped me break my record on Chimera of 162 million, completing 11 trials on Ultra Nightmare. I dropped a video on that last week. You can definitely go ahead and check that out. She brings a lot of utility with that, and we've added some relics with her as well. I will be dropping another guide on Duchess probably in the next week or so, so go ahead, check that out. I think if you pull Duchess early game or late game or even mid game, you can definitely use her there. She's got a block buffs, increase attack as well, damage reduction. Twins, I use her in my twins, absolute beast again for the passive, etc. I used to use her in Ice Golem, normal and hard, but I don't so much. Don't really run it in Dragon, but she's definitely a 5 there as well. And then campaign, she is a 3. She's definitely not going to do any work there, but if you get her early game, she can probably help you clear Nightmare. For Spider, I'm going to give her a 9. Sorry, 9. I'm going to give her a 5. And then for Fire Knight, I'm going to give her a 5 as well. The reason why I'm going to give her 5 for Fire Knight is because I did run her in Fire Knight 25 with a speed team for about 2 minutes when I used it back in the day. She does have a double hitter on A1 and definitely offers some options. Probably not the best for speed farming, but if you're limited on champions, she can definitely do a job there. Body keep 5, Sand Devil going to be 5 because there is a Sand Devil team with her. Phantom Shogun, there is a team with her as well. So for Sand Devil, you can go Rio, Duchess, Double Husk, or something like that. And then you got this one here, which is fine. They're fine. As a support, again, 5, and as a support, 5 as well. Fantastic one in Hydra. You could definitely go ahead and use her in our piece protection. It says we can only submit ratings for this, so we will submit their ratings. And then you can see that this is the other Duchess in the 9-piece. Again, if you're looking for any of the builds, you can definitely go ahead and check out the description. She's got this relic on, which we spoke about last week in the video, because this is going to be really useful for her revive for Chimera. And then it will also be useful for Arena as well. And then I guess one will be the game changer for me will be Rotos. To this day, I absolutely run this menace. He always in destroying many enemy teams, and he is very good against a lot of mythicals out there that can definitely ruin your day if he built correctly and with that. So for me, Rotos is definitely up there. It's one of the best snookers still in Raidshadowlegends. If we're not counting him as mythicals, he can counter Nice, Odin, he can counter Sigford as well, which is very, very useful. Counter Georgie as well, built correctly, and with the relic aspect of stuff, he definitely very, very good. So for Arena, I'm gonna give him a 5. He was a game changer for me for Arena, especially when I was pushing in Platinum tier. He was also a game changer for me on defense, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him a 5 for that as well. Faction Wars, I'm going to give him a 5 because he's absolute beast in Faction Wars. And then I'm going to give him a 4 in Ice Golem. 4 for Ice Golem because he can solo Ice Golem normal in regen. It's just a bit of a waste to do that with Rotos, as he can't be one-shot by that boss overall. So if he's got enough resistance, HP, etc., he will solo the boss as well. So that's something to kind of think about. Campaign, I'm going to give him a 5 because he can, again, do Nightmare, very, very useful. I'm going to give him a 5 for this because he can also solo that as well. For Dragon, I'm going to give him 4 because he can do some work there on the waves. For Spider, I'm going to give him, not for Spider, for Demon Lord. For early game and mid game accounts, if you get him, he's got a decreased defense on the A1. It's fairly useful, so we give him a 3. And then for Spider, I'm going to give him a 2 because it's not really somewhere where I would use him in Spider, if I'm being honest. For Fire Knight, I'm going to give him a 3. There is one of the stages in Curse City where I use Rotos in the Fire Knight stage. For Hydra, I'm going to give him a 3. Just not a Hydra DPS, to be honest. He can do some damage, he can put some numbers up, but there's definitely way better than that. Spirit Keep, give him 5 because he's good affinity. For this one, I'm going to give him 4. He can do some work as well. For this, I'm going to give him a 5. For Chimera, definitely gets a 3. Magic, we're going to give him a 5 as well. He's a beast there. For Twins, he can do some work in Twins, so I'm going to give him some 4. As DPS, again, not the first champion I use there, but he can do some work. I'm gonna go in 5 for Hydra, sorry for Sandevil, because he can actually solo Sandevil Necropolis on 13 and 16 if I'm not mistaken. So if you're early game or late game and you're struggling to do that, you can definitely do some farming in there as well. And then for this as well, I'm gonna add him a 5 for Force Keep, negative affinity. However, he can still do a job there because affinity does not matter to Rose so much. He's just absolute beast and fantastic overall. One of my favorite nukers inside the game, still within Raid. I still use him overall as well. So these are my 3 game changer champions on Rotos, and these are what I'll be looking at overall. I guess that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoy this type of content. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I really do enjoy this. And as usual, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.